Hello everyone! Today, we are going to be talking about the Halo TV show again. Yippee! We got a new trailer that came out and some promotional posters that a lot of people on Twitter aren't really happy about, but I mean, it's Twitter. What is anybody ever happy about on Twitter besides like cat videos or something? We recently also got an article from IGN, and I'll post it in the description, about some comments that Pablo Schreiber made back in the day when the Halo show was first coming out, and a lot of people are talking about it. So he makes comments, and I'll put the full comment up on screen about how they are making the Halo show specifically for the medium, since Halo is a very expansive universe. It has a bunch of fans and you're not going to please everybody, and they're trying to tailor the story to the more general and medium audience, which I get that makes sense. But you want to cater a little bit to the fans, as this is a Halo product using the Halo IP. You want to at least make the good majority of the fans happy with it, but I get it. You're trying to make this a easier story for the general audience to experience and to have fun with. I get that. Another thing I'm not really too partial to is a comment that Schreiber said about having the helmet off, and I'll put the comment on screen here now. It's pretty long, so if you need to pause it, go for it. But he makes comments that in a long-form storytelling situation, or a long-form storytelling through TV as a medium, you want to have that connection with the main character's facial emotions, or the emotional life of the character through the face, because it just makes it more empathetic, more sympathetic. He goes on to say that he understands people not respecting that opinion, or that he respects that opinion if people do not like that, but he says that this is the best way for the TV show, like the quality of the TV show. I don't entirely agree with that, because like a lot of people have made comments about, The Mandalorian, very popular show, very big show. It has 3 seasons, it has 2 spin-off shows, the Ahsoka show and Book of Boba Fett, and they're currently working on a movie right now for The Mandalorian. So I don't entirely agree with that. Not even, if we're not even talking about long-form TV content, let's talk about something short-form. A movie, V for Vendetta. That has a masked character. We never even see that person's face throughout the entire movie, and it's still a very popular piece of media with a very popular character. You know why? Because the character and how they act is interesting. How he's this Shakespearean suave dude that talks in a very nice and posh British accent, and he's just a charismatic character that people are drawn to it. Like, his introduction is so interesting and cool. And I mean, the Master Chief's introduction, the first episode of the Halo TV show, was pretty interesting. This badass super soldier jumps down, kills a bunch of these aliens, kind of acts very robotic, but also makes small like comments, like the joke that he says about like eating nuts and bolts, like because people think that the Spartans are robots, that's funny, and it has that dry humor that it's like, oh, this guy he's just a killing machine that doesn't understand emotions. Like, that's an interesting character. And then when you reveal his face, he does it in a way that shows that other side of humanity, the empathy that you could feel, the sympathy that you can feel. And it's like, I'd say the reveal, like the first episode of the Halo show, I'd say pretty solid. There's some gripes that I have with it just as a lore buff myself, but I think it's solid because the way that they revealed Master Chief's face was really cool. It made you realize that yes, he is this like badass killing machine, but he also has this empathetic side when he's trying to calm Quan down, and he's like, hey, let me take off my helmet, let me make myself vulnerable to you so you know that you can trust me. Like, that was smart, that was good, like that was really cool. But doing that all the time is kind of It's not, in my opinion, it's not really necessary. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And I mean, a lot of people have made comments and even edits of the promotional posters of the Halo show, because now Master Chief just doesn't have his helmet on in all these promotions, and it's like, people are just fuming. And these comments that Pablo Schreiber made that I posted on the screen previously are just a cherry on top that the Halo fans are just not happy about. And I understand, I get it. Like, as a Halo fan, as someone who gave the Halo show season 1 the benefit of the doubt, looking at these comments, I'm just kind of like, you guys are storytellers, right? Like, as an actor, wouldn't you want to have this type of role that you could have this type of restriction to test your acting ability, to see like, okay, let me try to go about this in a different way. If I'm not able to show my face, how can I show my acting capabilities through my body language, my voice, all of these things? Like, and Schreiber is, I want to assume, a very, very solid actor. I mean, when he had the helmet on in the first episode, the way that he acted was really cool. It was like very robotic, like very curt moves. And then like, even when he had those opportunities or those moments when the Master Chief is going out into the city and he doesn't have the inhibitor chip that like fucks with his head, like he really showed through his body language and as well with his face, I will give him that like, oh, this is a guy that's seeing the world for the first time, that he's not seeing it through these clouded lenses of the inhibitor chip. Like, yeah, that was pretty nice, but it didn't feel impactful. Like, imagine if we had Master Chief and he doesn't show his face that often in the Halo show, but when he does, it's those impactful moments. Like, how cool would it have been if the first time that we saw Master Chief's face was in episode 1, and then the next time that we saw Master Chief's face was that episode when he removes the inhibitor chip. We don't see the Master Cheeks, but we see him without the helmet, or like we see him in his normal UNSC garb, and he's walking around this city for the first time, and he's like feeling it. Like, he's finally like, oh my god, this is what human emotion really feels like. And how much more impactful would have that been if we didn't see him, or we saw him with the helmet, is what I'm trying to say, like throughout that entire time. But instead we constantly saw him without the helmet. We constantly saw him questioning his Spartan beliefs or whatever, and it was like, okay, we get it. It kind of seemed a little more ham-fisted, and it didn't have that impact. Another comment with Star Wars is Darth Vader. Like, we see his face at the very end, and it feels so impactful that we see his face, that it's like, oh, we earned that. As fans, we watch Star Wars episodes 4, 5, and 6, seeing Luke on his journey, but also trying to bring his father back. And we finally see that. We finally see his father. We see Anakin Skywalker again instead of Darth Vader. And how cool would it be if there was less of Master Chief's face? We saw more Master Chief, but we get some moments where we do see John. Because that's how I always felt that Master Chief acted. Like, he would take his helmet off in situations that he felt that he can be vulnerable, because he's a Spartan, he's a living legend, and he's taking off this helmet because he knows that he'd be slightly vulnerable in these situations. Or he's putting up an appearance for like Oni and these admirals and all of that. Like I get it, you could show his face, just don't do it that often. Yeah, I have so much more that I would want to say, but I don't want to make this video too long. I've already like re-recorded this video a lot, but this is just my ramblings of the recent comments that have been coming out and the promotional stuff. The second trailer looked really nice. I'm excited for season 2, but I'm not excited for what Pablo Schreiber or the showrunners want to do with Master Chief, because I don't trust them. Those are my initial ramblings. Hope you guys enjoy, and see you when the Halo show comes out.